Imagine ruling an entire kingdom, having absolute power, and still choosing to fake your own death. No crown, no palace, just a carefully staged disappearance. Tonight, you'll hear true stories of kings who died and secretly lived on. And one of them may have fooled the world forever. History books tell us when kings are born and when they die, but sometimes death was not the end. It was an escape plan. Because for some kings, staying alive publicly was far more dangerous than dying quietly. Let's start with one of the most mysterious disappearances in royal history. In 1578, King Sebastian of Portugal led his army into Morocco. Young, fearless, reckless. The battle went horribly wrong. His army was crushed. His body was never found. Portugal declared him dead. But here's where things get strange. No witnesses saw him fall. No corpse. No grave. Soon, rumors spread across Europe. Sebastian wasn't dead. He had escaped and would return to reclaim his throne. For decades, imposters appeared claiming to be him. People believed them. Why? Because Portugal was collapsing without him. And hope is powerful enough to keep a dead king alive. To this day, some historians believe Sebastian faked his death to escape a war he couldn't win. But he's not the only one. Roman emperors were expected to die violently. Assassinated, poisoned, executed. But Emperor Diocletian did something unheard of. He abdicated power, then vanished. Officially, he retired. Unofficially, many believed his death was staged to protect him from enemies who wanted revenge. After stepping down, Diocletian disappeared from public life entirely. No speeches, no appearances, no enemies could find him. When officials later tried to bring him back, he refused and said, "I would rather grow cabbages than rule Rome again." A man with absolute power who chose anonymity over a throne. Was it retirement? Or the most peaceful fake death in imperial history? Now, this one sounds fake, but it's real. King John of England, the same king from Robin Hood legends, was hated by nobles, by the church, by his own people. Near the end of his reign, rebellion was everywhere. Assassination attempts followed him constantly. Official records say John died from illness, but some accounts claim something else happened. A body was buried quickly, the tomb was sealed, and rumors exploded. Some believe John escaped, using a stand-in corpse, and vanished into Europe. Why? Because kings knew a terrifying truth. Once you lose power, death usually follows. And faking death was sometimes the only way out. In ancient and medieval times, there was no witness protection. If a king was overthrown, he wasn't jailed, he was killed. Publicly. So faking death became a last card. Some kings spread false illness reports, used doubles, staged battlefield deaths, or buried anonymous bodies in royal tombs. Once declared dead, enemies stopped hunting, loyalists stopped scheming, and the king could disappear forever. History often remembers the crown, but not what happened after it was taken off. The most chilling cases are the ones never proven false. Missing bodies, contradictory records, sudden disappearances. Some kings officially died, yet left behind enough doubt that legends lasted centuries. People waited, watched, believed, because the idea that a king survived, living anonymously while history moved on, is more powerful than any fairy tale. Here's the unsettling question. How many rulers in history didn't actually die, but simply walked away? And how many names in our history books are actually fake endings? Because sometimes, the greatest trick a king ever pulled was convincing the world he was dead. If you love dark, unbelievable history, subscribe to the channel. And comment below, which king do you think truly faked his death? Because history still hasn't finished telling the truth.